come up against a wall of mistrust and fear. Talking to foreign journalists is a risk that no one wants to take. Government informers are lurking everywhere. Foreigners who go public with their criticism in Dubai are out on their necks. We are told to leave the premises at once. We also have to hand over a cassette full of recording. We return to the hotel without having achieved anything. And we have a sneaking suspicion that our investigations have not gone unnoticed. There's a car following us. During our undercover filming in the next few days, we also sense that we are being watched. Finally, our interpreter is threatened and takes to his heels. Then we know for sure that we're under surveillance. The next day, we send our tapes to Germany via courier. Shortly before our departure, we send off another parcel with copies of the material. Back in Germany, our worst fears are confirmed. All the film material has been expertly deleted. The second parcel with the copies has also been destroyed. We refuse to be intimidated and start a second attempt. 3 weeks later, another film team flies to the Gulf disguised as package tourists. Our aim is to find Trungo and to prevent the authorities in Dubai from suppressing uncongenial information. On arrival, we are given a tip-off. A severely injured Ethiopian housemaid is about to be sent back home. We film with a hidden camera. An ambulance appears with a young woman who fell while doing the housework and since then has been paralyzed on one side. She only got hospital treatment because a medical association assisted her, but she remains paralyzed. After the accident, her wages were stopped. She is in complete despair. Crippled, uninsured, and absolutely destitute, she is being packed off home. Waiting for her are her children and parents, who are totally dependent on her support. The dream of a better life in Dubai has turned into a lifelong nightmare. Although the prospects of our success are remote, we continue with the search for Trungo. Again, we are given a tip. A few miles from Dubai, in the Emirate of Ajman, there are a number of placement agencies that organize the transfer of housemaids from all over the world. Perhaps someone there knows what has become of Trungo. The plan is risky because these agencies operate in a grey zone, somewhere between job recruitment and human trafficking. But they do collaborate with the state authorities. Again, we use our hidden camera. We pretend to be looking for a housemaid ourselves and search the catalogs for a photo of Trungo. But the first agency we approach specializes in Asian housemaid. The agency next door deals with Ethiopian girls, but unfortunately they have no file on Trungo. Importing a housemaid costs about €700 in agency fees, plus visa charges from the immigration authority. These are extremely expensive. This is how the state cashes in on the placement business. The €120 a month the girls earn are the smallest item on the agenda.
24 years.
Okay.
And this one, 21 years.
Okay. And how long do they stay with me?
2 years.
And if they want to go earlier, what?
If they are not finished contract 2 years, they must pay plane ticket from their salary.
Okay.
That's why they must finish 2 years contract.
Okay. And how many working hours do they have?
Something, it's family house.
Okay.
Family house. This house is family house.
Do you do health insurance for them or something like that? Okay. Ethiopians, do they work well?
Well, they listen also.
Yes. They're afraid. Why are they afraid? They're afraid of being sent back, or?
What are they afraid? If you send back, she loses her job. So she needs money. Survive her family also.
The next stop in our search is the Ethiopian Embassy in Dubai. Again, we film with a hidden camera. We have often been told that if Ethiopian girls have trouble with their employers, the last thing they can expect is assistance from their own compatriots, although there are hundreds of such incidents every year. Instead of offering the fugitives protection or aid, the embassy cooperates with the local authorities. We decide not to conduct an official interview here. It might make us suspect. 1 block further away is a branch office of the Philippine Embassy. Here we discover that things can be different. The embassy has set up an emergency hotline for Filipino girls on the run and supports them as best it can. Quite by chance, we witness such an emergency.
And I needed my money for this one now. I'm sorry.
2 housemaids have taken refuge in the embassy. Their employers are livid.
And will come how many times now? Look what's happening. Why like this? Why like this? No, I need my money. One man needs for me.
The girls only work 6 weeks before they run away, so their employers want the embassy to reimburse them for the agent's
You need
fee.
madam make it cooking and give me put inside your mouth.
Mary Sinangan heads the social affairs department of the Philippine Embassy.
3 cartons.
She does her best to stay calm.
What day? After me, not 1 month. Yeah.
The conflicts are always the same, and settlement is
Wait me
impossible.
and you go.
Overlong working hours, insults, beatings, and often no wages. The employers always think they're in the right.
She don't give us food. When we serve the food in the table and then they finish eating, we put in the plate the leftover so we can eat. We rest only 3 hours. 5 o'clock in the morning we wake up again, and then when she wake up 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, she's shouting again to us, "You're not good again." Before I'm fat, I'm 78 kilos. More than 1 month working her. We finished 1 month. She said, "You have no salary anymore." I really want to go back Philippines. So taking care of my kids, sir.
I think so. It's part of the culture. Because it's really different from ours. Because in our country we call our housemate kasambahay. It's like in English it's the meaning is like a family. Like a family, so it's an extended family, like an extended family. But here we observe that they are treated as servant. They call them servant, like a slave. So they have to work so many hours, and then the food also. Sometimes 1 meal a day only. Some of the ladies complain that they only were allowed to eat 1 meal a day, in between only water and the bread. Your sponsor was
Every day, Mary Sinangan receives distress calls. The Philippine Embassy operates an emergency accommodation facility for runaways. At present, there are 130 girls living there under one roof. They can only go home if someone gives them the money